Books Within Stall. Do you like it?
Yes, it is very, I would say very peppy, and this red color adds to a lot of energy and vibe of the day.
Great. So, ma'am, could you tell us a little about your writer journey as in writing this book? And also, can you tell us about a little how do you come with this unique name, the Storyteller CX?
So just to give you a little bit of background, I have been into the storytelling space since last 7 years. Prior to that, 12 years I had been a corporate professional. So being into the journey of being a corporate professional and then being a startup founder, one thing that always intrigued me is that how to communicate in today's attention deficit world, and how to communicate with impact so that people sit, they listen to you, and whatever you share with them, they remember. So storytelling is one of the technique which would help people to hook their attention, and then they understand whatever message you want to deliver it to them. And stories, as you know, they're always interesting and they're always engaging, as you said. So when you share something with a recount or an experience or a short story or an anecdote, then it stays with people and your message becomes memorable. So that way you also gain as a speaker, and people also gain because they have a lot of clarity of the message which you want them to stay with. Yeah.
So, ma'am, tell us a little about how do you, inclined towards storytelling? Was that your, childhood fairy tales, or is there something else?
Definitely, since childhood I have been intrigued a lot by storytelling. But yes, as I shared, as a corporate professional, I wanted to take this subject more further, and I got myself professionally trained from various institutes on professional storytelling. And since then till today, there have been many brands with which I have got an opportunity to work with, like GD Goenka University, IBM, Delhi Police, CAG of India. So there have been various phases in the life where I got to interact with professionals, and then I helped them to communicate by leveraging the power of storytelling, by leveraging the tools of storytelling, that how to incorporate emotions, how to have a good voice projection, a perfect body language, so that you land as a professional. And storytelling helps us not only with a purpose-driven story to land your message better, to communicate your ideas better, but also certain frameworks, certain principles of the story which structure your message in a very impactful manner.
Storytelling plays an important role in
Very nice question, I would say. So storytelling has a lot in the whole corporate world. Let me start with one thing, is that whenever we prepare our business presentations, every story has a clear beginning, a middle, and an end. Likewise, if our business presentations have a clear beginning, middle, and end, that means one, the clarity of flow. Secondly, it gives a structure to your message. And like every story has a title, why not our business presentation will also have a clear title, so that people know what we are going to tell them. So you tell them what you are going to tell them, then you tell them what you need to tell them, and then you recapitalize everything so that the message stays with them. So storytelling not only gives purpose-driven relevant recounts or anecdotes, but it also gives a lot of clarity and structure of your message, be it an email, be it a business presentation, but it helps you to land your message better.
Ma'am, in this theme, where do you find yourself as more inclined towards a writer or a storyteller? What your heart says?
Yeah, I would say both, but more as a storyteller, because it's all about what they have to offer, receive that message better, share your ideas in the form of how you communicate well with people. But yes, when we take these sessions, when we take Q&As of these sessions, then it gives a lot of content to us, and that's how our writing journey also goes hand in hand in a very structured manner. So it's more of taking those diverse perspectives, listening to people, getting their ideas, knowing their problem, their pursuits, and then aligning your thought process, your knowledge of storytelling, and then building your content in a very systematic manner.
That's lovely. So, ma'am, what would your advice as a writer and as a storyteller to the budding storytellers and writers out there?
I would say, as a writer and as someone who is into the storytelling space, the first advice would be to read more. Read more fiction, non-fiction books, because then you'll be able to connect with the dots better. You'll be able to gain more perspectives. And one thing that always helps to become a writer is to write on everyday basis. Even if you are running short of time, then also write few lines. But writing is like a muscle, the more you use it, the better it gets. So I would say consistency, one step at a time, this kind of an approach helps a lot. So writing everyday basis, reading more and observing more. So in this noisy world, where we are always on our screens scrolling the message, so it takes our attention span for a loss. So just a simple walk in nature, observing the surroundings, even observing the sounds around you helps you to build on that creative power which one writer needs to while jotting their thoughts down on a piece of paper.
So, ma'am, can you give us a little example of storytelling and how do you take storytelling?
Okay, so what I would say, like we do a lot of sessions for startup founders, for MBA colleges, for leadership team, for office professionals. One thing that remains constant is that first we build on the foundational knowledge of a story. What exactly a story is? Kahaniyan hoti kya hai, right? So a story is always a set of three elements, that is a context, conflict and conclusion. So context talks primarily about introducing everything. So introducing a character, introducing all the other characters, introducing the problem statement. Anything which needs introduction has to be in the context, like what is the time, which is the place, what are the surroundings. Then comes the conflict. So conflict, I would say, conflict is the core of any story. That is the most important thing, because I would say if there is a no conflict, then it's not a story. You're just passing on the information. And then conclusion is something that ties the whole story together. So how the story is concluding. In a business scenario, what is the win-win situation? The happy situation for a customer. So in a business setting, as you said, how it works in the corporate professional side. So context would be what are the stakeholders, what is their problem, introduction of their problem. Conflict is more about how we are going to solve that problem, what would be the action moment, and then conclusion would be is the problem solved or does it linger to the next phase or to the next project. What are your ideas? What would be a win-win situation for the client? So these are the three essential elements of any story that we also take to the world of business storytelling as well. So once we work through these three elements, then we talk a lot about the principles of business storytelling. Empathy, emotion and ethos being the three most critical principles in any kind of a business storytelling session. And then we also talk about these tools of business storytelling like emotions, voice modulation, visualization, energy and passion at work, your body language, and then a little bit about data storytelling as well, because all of us, no matter at what position, we deal a lot with numbers, isn't it? So how to make those numbers meaningful, contextual, and relevant for the people. We also use a lot of case study from the lives of Jeff Bezos, the Amazon head, Steve Jobs, who was who was also known as the greatest corporate storyteller, and of course Apple case studies, Airbnb case studies. So we walk through a lot of case studies for the participants so that they got to know about the real application of storytelling frameworks and techniques into their way of working.
So ma'am, there must be some success stories, going around this book. Can you tell us about the story which really impacted you when a reader came to you and said something about your book? But if you could tell it in a the storytelling way.
Okay, so your question actually reminds me of certain challenges we as women entrepreneurs face, because there are certain phases of our life when we take a step back, we go into family way, we take a little bit of a kind of a sabbatical in our professional journeys, because at that time, personally saying, things to nurture at home demand more attention. And then one particular story which I used to motivate and inspire women entrepreneurs and the corporate professionals who were striving their way back to the world, because that is something I did for myself as an entrepreneur in my professional journey. So I happened to read one story which goes like this, that those pink ducks, flamingos, what we say. So they say that flamingos, while nurturing their young ones, lose out on their pink color. They turn pale white when they are nurturing their children, when they are helping them to grow, when they are helping them to feed. But over a certain period of time, when the children start growing and they blossom, then these flamingos gain back their pink color. So they say that that's the power of adaptability. That is the power of just letting the things go in the direction they are going. Just be in that moment. Even if at certain point of time in your professional journey, you need to take a step back, a few step backs, then do take it, because it is going to give you a lot of space. It is going to give you to gain clarity to come and do something that is more sustainable. And then don't think about losing back your pink color, that is in terms of your time, because ultimately you will be there, and you will gain back your pink hues and pink colors, and you will also flourish and look as radiant as those pink flamingos. So that's the story I want to
Really great one. I'll remind this all tonight.
Yeah.
So ma'am, at last I would like to ask you about one takeaway that the reader should take from this book.
Okay, one takeaway would be always use a relevant story, a purpose-driven anecdote, or anything from your professional or personal life as an experience. The idea is to give more to people who are there to listen you. The idea is to give more to people who are looking up to you to get inspired and get back to the action. So when you share something which either interests you or is your success story or your failure story for that matter of fact, then people are able to connect with you better. They see that, okay, my leader also struggled. My manager also had a tough time delivering to this customer. So they gain a lot from your experience. So don't hold yourself back. Just give. Just give, what you have in a form of a story, so that the reader gain more insights into the professional world, and they also look up to you as a beacon of strength, and they also excel in their path of professional journey.
That was the most takeaway. Now ma'am, I would request you to give a shout out to Bookswagon, as this is the best seller.
Yeah, so Bookswagon has to be the go-to place for all the authors, because they are the largest online platform for selling books, and I wish a lot of success to Bookswagon, and may the publicity, may the reach and everything expand in a very brighter horizon. So all the best to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Same here.
Nice meeting you.
Same here. Thank you.